Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's cookie decorating live stream. I'm Hani, and excuse me, this is my YouTube channel, Hanielas. If you are new to my live stream, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more live action and also all the fun cookie decorating tutorials. I'm gonna jump right into the comment section. Usually that's where all the fun happens. So let's see who is here. Hello, Angie. How is it going? Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for being here. Hi, Donna. Yes, everybody in the past is in my thoughts. We do have some friends in the area, so hopefully everybody's going to make it out okay. Hello, Byron. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Sally. Yes. It's a tough one. Hi, Kathy. Me too. Me too. This is exciting. Although, if you remember a couple weeks ago, I did a poll asking you whether you prefer a scary Halloween bear or a cute Halloween bear. And so on YouTube, you guys were voting for the scary. And then on Patreon, you guys wanted a cute one. So I hope I can bring the cute one to you as well. Today we are doing a mildly spooky kind of scary one. Oh, that's fantastic. What kind of an order is it? Thank you. I haven't worn this shirt in so long. It was time. Hello, 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 Colleen. Oh, it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Jeremy. When was it? October 5th? It's just my guess. Hello, Linda. Oh, that's fantastic. Have fun. I hope your team is going to score a lot of goals. Hello, Margaret. Thank you, Byron. Oh, it was on a 6. It was close. So happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day. Okay. I'm not gonna. You did. All right, everyone. So as you probably guessed, because of the thumbnail, right, we are going to do bear cookies, and I already mentioned it. But in the thumbnail, it's not obvious, and I mentioned we're gonna do some scary ones. But before we get to that, remember last week we did ghost cookies, and some of you suggested that you prefer white, all white ghost without the black outline. So I took that to heart, and some of them I did all white without the black outline. So what do you guys think? Which one do you prefer? I have to say I like them both. There are parts of the day when I'm leaning towards the white one, and then the other half of the day I'm leaning towards the one with black outlines. So let me know what you guys think about this set. Also, let's see, more people are joining in. Oh, Northern Ireland. Hello, hello. How is the weather? It's my dream to go to Ireland one time because I think everything is so luscious and green there. Age is just a number. It's a nonsense, okay. Hello, Robin. Hello, hello. So, all right, it's hard to choose. The black might be a male, the white a female. I like that. It's not bad. I like that. You like the black outline because it shows the detail. The weather is not too bad. Some sunny days. That's fantastic. Hola. Hello, hello. Hi, Maria. All right. So Before, I wanted to mention a couple things. I released a new tutorial on Patreon. This is for the 3D cookie tier. But those of you who are not members of the Patreon, I also released this tutorial in the coffee shop, so you can purchase it as an individual purchase. Also on the Patreon, there is also like a shop, but on coffee shop, you'll pay less than on Patreon because there are some extra fees on Patreon. And so you can either get a full bundle with the templates if you wanted to do that, or you can just get the templates without the tutorial. That's a pre-recorded tutorial that you will get an access to once you make the purchase. And the purchase, it's a digital, everything is digital, all the templates. So you need to print them and cut them yourself. And I show you how to hand cut the cookies in the tutorial. That's one thing. Linda is getting weird looks. Well, thank you for sticking with us, though. I really, really appreciate it. And also, a new tutorial is on YouTube. I'm just giving you guys few more moments for everyone to join in. So this tutorial is up. It's more concise tutorial. We did a live stream of this scarecrow a couple of weeks ago, but I put a tutorial for those of you who didn't want to listen through all the talking in the live stream. So that's up on my YouTube channel. And as always, you can find all the tools that I'm using in today's tutorial with some useful links to tutorials, also like recipes and stuff on YouTube. On Facebook, it's not letting me put that in a description, but on YouTube, you can find and you can scroll down. I don't know if you can do it now, but after we go live, after the live is done, I think you will be able to see the description, and there are all the links to the tools that I am using, or similar tools that I am using in today's tutorial. I also have a template for this tutorial that we are doing today. Most of you probably have like a very what I would say common bear cutter. This is the cutter that I'm using. It's by Wilton. It's from a set. It's a nesting set. And so probably many of you probably have a similar shape. So the template is for that basic shape. And I put the link in the comments. Okay. All right, so without further ado, let me first, I think I can do it on a screen. So this is the cutter. This is it's like the very basic shape for the bear. And this is the little template I created. So you can hand cut it and use X-Acto knife, make the slits, and then you can trace these onto the cookie for you before you decorate. All right, so I'm going to bring in my first screen. We're going to be doing some transfers also, and those are cute little noses. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going with a bit of a scary looking bear, and so I decided to incorporate kind of like a jack-o'-lantern design on the nose. And I'm starting with, this is about 20-second consistency or around there. It can be slightly thicker because if you don't want to have cratering in your icing, use thicker icing. If you are experiencing cratering, just do the zigzag line in the middle of your design, let it crust, and then pipe over it with your icing, and that should mitigate that problem. If you're using icing that is too runny, that's just going to exacerbate the problem with cratering. You will have most likely a dimple kind of in the icing as it's drying. Now, using wet on wet technique, come in with black icing. Notice I'm using tipless piping bag, and the opening on my bag is quite small. I'm using icing that is about 20 seconds, and I'm barely squeezing the piping bag. Black is coming out really nicely. And now with a scribe, we can shape the icing while it's still wet. So you have to do it right after you do the orange part. If you wait for it to crust a little while, maybe 2-3 minutes, then you, well, maybe not 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, I think it will start crusting a little bit. So then you won't be able to use your scribe tool. Let that crust, and then you can add the top, the nose, with the same black icing or slightly thicker, about the same as your base, and then let it dry completely. So these are the transfers. These are the transfers that you can use on the nose. I also made other transfers. I purposely didn't upload them, but I'll share them with you later in my Patreon. So let me remove this screen, and then the second step. So we're gonna go ahead and use the template. So I've got my cookie there, and the template is placed on top of the cookie. And now I'm using yellow edible marker. This is a marker by Food Doodlers. I love their marker. They come as a set of rainbow colors, and they're just fantastic. And the yellow, it's seldomly used for anything, and it works really well for guides on cookies. So once we have the guide in place, yes, Food Doodler is the best. And then rainbow dust. I like the rainbow dust, the fine tip marker. We're going to be using those as well. So once you have the guides in place, we can start with decorating. First step in this design is a really thin layer of icing. First on eyes. For this, you can use black icing. You could also use red icing, neon green. This is going to be a bit, like I said, scary design, so you can play with it and use the colors that inspire you. Now, in this section, I'm adding the zigzag line. I want to avoid having cratering in there. And then we're going to spread some of this lovely orange onto the ears. And to make it a bit scary, I keep saying it's scary, but it doesn't look scary at this time, right? Otis. So now these are gonna be cuts, or like, wounds. So I'm gonna spread some red icing on here as well. So you can do as many as you want. You can make these as big as you want. And after this, we're going to let this dry for about, I'd say 30 minutes, should be enough, 30 minutes to an hour, and then we can continue. So you can do this on all your bears, and then let's say you do 12. So by the time you're done with the 12th, the first one should be ready for the next step, I think. Especially if you have it, let's say, on a tray and you have the air circulating, like you have a fan close by or ceiling fan or something like that. All right, so that's the first step in decorating. And then let's bring this screen here, and we're going to bring this bear to life. So let's do the where are these? The paws. So I'm using orange icing. You can see it's pretty fluid. This is about 15 seconds here. And it's kind of healing on its own. I don't even have to use the scribe. So the zigzag line in the middle underneath really helps mitigate cratering. And now let's do this on the other side. If you have any questions, just pop them in the comment section. To get this orange, now I don't know if you can see it on your screen, but it's not straight from a bottle. I added a little bit of brown to it to mute it slightly, so it's not so bright. Now you see the feet or paws are still wet, so I turned it upside down to trace the eye outline onto the black again. But keep in mind, this is a Halloween design, so your eye outline it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be kind of odd looking, and it can have like an odd shape. It's perfectly normal. Once the bottom orange crusts, about 10 minutes, we can add the top layer there with light brown. And this design requires a lot of crusting, because if you want to achieve that nice dimension in a bear, all the little, legs, and you have the arms and the body and the head and the ears, there's a lot of crusting between each section, so we have nice dimension in there. So don't pipe the icing next to the section that you just flooded. Let it crust first and then come in later with the icing. And now if you can get to the area, to the little section at the bottom with your piping bag, just use your scribe tool, and while the icing is wet, you can still distribute the icing in there and make it fit. Now we're gonna make the head. So for the head, I'm using slightly thicker icing here. This is about 20-second consistency here. So I'm gonna outline everything with this icing, and then I'm going to fill the ears with this icing. I'm not gonna pipe the zigzag line because this icing is pretty thick, or maybe if it's even thicker, it's like that soft piping consistency. It's not very runny. Now let's outline the eyes. Now we can make the ears. Now let's not cover all the orange. Let's leave some orange showing. I also wanted to, let's see if I have it here. I also wanted to remind you, those of you who are new, I'm gonna put that in the comment section so we can get that in there. This is the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. And with the newsletter, when you sign up for the cookie decorating newsletter, you will get a reminder about the live stream before we go live. Now to make the cuts, we have to outline those as well. And now we can come in with more fluid icing, about 15 seconds, and we can fill in everything. You can wait for the ears to crust a little bit, but honestly, because I use that slightly thicker outline, I'm not really waiting for it to crust. That it's going to be fine. Now let's go around the eyes, and as I'm going around the edge, I like to squeeze the piping bag just a bit more, so more icing is coming out, so I avoid having gaps anywhere around the outline, so I don't have to use my scribe tool. It's not always possible, but I like to eliminate using the scribe tool around the edge if possible, so I don't mess it up. So the link for the newsletter is in the comment section now. I think I see it. All right. So that's for the head. Now we have to wait for the head to crust before we add the arms and the body. So it's up to you whether you do first the body and then you wait for the body to crust and then you do the arms. So it is a several step process, but at the end, once you are done with all the flooding, it's going to come together quite quickly, I have to say. So again, you have to go around that red like we did on the head there. Oh, it's adorable. Okay, wait, I'm curious if you're gonna say it's adorable once we are done. Maybe, I don't know, it is kind of cute when I'm looking at it here. So let's do the other arm. And for this brown now, I know many of you have probably chocolate brown. That's like a standard color. So you just need a little bit of that brown, and then you can even add a little bit of yellow to this or orange to make this nice color. And now we have to wait for the arms to crust again. So there is a lot of crusting time, like I said. Now we can do the middle part here. And again, coming around the arms, I'm trying to squeeze piping bag a little more, also around the leg, so I don't have the gap there. Now let's fill this this bear up so we can move on and add all the cute little I think he's a little scary. I have him here, but I can't show you. But those of you who are on coffee in my shop, you probably have seen the designs already because I published them there. All right. Almost done. Hola, Sandra. From Sonora. Or Sonora. Oh gosh, my eyes. I can't even. Sonora. So small. All right, so now this guy is done, and we have to let him dry completely. And now I'm gonna bring in my camera. So I've got my little bear here. It's fully dry. So let's see if I can zoom in on this. All right. All right. I also wanted to, before we continue, I also wanted to show you, those of you who've been following and watching the live streams, remember what we did last year, a year ago? We also did something kind of spooky. We did these scary eye cookies. For these, I've got a tutorial on YouTube along with the live stream, but tutorial, it's a bit more concise, and you can go through it in maybe 7 or 8 minutes. So these are also transfers. You know how much I love transfers. And I forgot to mention, little housekeeping, in the Patreon group, we have a new challenge going on, and I'm excited to announce that Patreon made some updates, and now the challenges are available to all the members, not just the paid members, but all the members. So I hope those of you who are in a Patreon but are not a paying member, you will be able to join in, and you can find everything in a community tab there where you can find all the challenges. And this month it's stained glass. Anything stained glass goes. All right, so now let's talk about dusts. I'm gonna take this guy off the screen, and I'm gonna bring this in. I've got a little tray here. So today I was debating whether I should use an airbrush. I know many of you use airbrush, and many of you don't have an airbrush. So I decided to use dust instead of an airbrush. And what we have here, this is a cappuccino, so like a brown edible dust. This is claret, like a deep burgundy dust. And I've got here also, this is very bright, like a rose red dust. So I'm going to be using all these dusts today to give this bear a bit of a scary look. So I'm going to start with my, I've got the red and the burgundy. I'm going to put a little bit of this in my palette. This stuff is so potent, so you really need just a little bit. I'm just going to add a little bit. Obviously, when you're decorating a lot of cookies, you're going to need more. I always try to close the lid away from the cookies because accidents do happen. And you don't want this to spill on anything you're working on because it's a huge mess. And these are very highly pigmented, so if you mix them with water, you can also paint with them. Yes, claret is my yeah, I love claret. Is it just me or is it too dark? I can't tell anymore. I'm trying to see. All right. So I'm gonna put claret here. I mean, while we're at it, we can add the brown. So I have this out of the way. All right, let's add the brown. Well, it's kind of simple, Jeremy. This wasn't a plan, I have to say. I had something else planned, but then I was like, he wasn't looking spooky enough or scary enough, so I decided to use dust. But you'll have fun with this, I think, and it's not as time-consuming as one would think. All right, so now I'm going to be working with this bright red, blood red or rose red, and also the claret. So I'm going to start with this light red. I also have a paper towel here underneath, so you can also, if you don't have a palette tray or paint tray, you can also just use the paper and have the dust on a paper. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the cuts. So let's add some of that bright red onto the cut, each cut. And I want you to go, especially around the edges, when I get some of that red onto the brown. And also here. Can you see, guys? I don't know. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can brighten it. Okay, I think this is better. We're also going to add some of this red onto the eyes. I'm going to switch the brushes, but I'm using this fine liner brush to have a bit more control. Now I'm going to switch, and I'm going to use this claret. If you don't have claret, I think a little bit of black mixed with that red could work. All right. I'm switching to a slightly bigger paintbrush. And now let's do the fluffy one. Okay. I think I need a little more red in here. Okay. Now let's do the brown. So for the brown, I'm switching to, this is like a Filbert paintbrush, I think 1/4 inch. And I'm using some of this brown, and I'm just gonna put the brown on the seams. So let's start, we can do some brown here. You don't need a lot. This is a cappuccino actually by Roxy and Rich. Oh, can you hear the seagulls? I hear the seagulls here. Basically, we're making him dirty, I would say. So all right. All right, so now it's time to make the eyes. For the eyes, we're gonna use red and black. So I've got, this is like a really nice bright red, and we're going to, oops, I hope I don't have red on my forehead now. We're going to pipe red base. Don't fill the whole thing with red. You want to keep a border there. And now let's do this one. And it should be thicker consistency. You can use like 25, 30 seconds, somewhere around there. Now I'm gonna bring in black, and we're going to pipe let me take this off so I can see something. We're gonna pipe X. Is extra. Okay, so can you see that? All right. Now, another thing I wanted to do is the stitches, right? Across the wounds. And to do the stitches, I decided to use first edible marker. This is also food doodler. You can see here, food doodler. This is a food doodler also. What is different about these? These are both same red colors, but this is a new one. And this one I've had for a while, and the tip is not as sharp. And so I'm gonna use the one that I've had for a while. So if you have some markers that are not in perfect shape, don't throw them out yet, because you can find use for them later. All right, so now what we're going to do, we're going to draw basically the holes from these we're going to pipe the stitches coming from the holes, if that makes sense. This is going to create a bit of a more depth. I used this technique many years ago in my baseball tutorial. Now let's do. Now keep in mind, I don't have my glasses on, so I can see your comments. So I will check them as soon as I put my glasses on. Okay, I think this is good. All right. Looks spooky. I think I do remember something about Nutcracker. I will make the cookie. I promise, Byron. I promise. Eileen, thank you. It looks spooky. It does. It's such a fun technique. So I hope you will give it a try, Sally. You'll love it. Thank you. Yeah, give it a try. It's you can also mix it with alcohol to make paint, edible paint, and you can use that also to paint. All right. So now for the stitches, we're gonna use the same black, and we're just gonna I'm gonna aim for that little dot. So I'm gonna start my line in the middle or somewhere there, so the dot is still visible, and then come across. Now, when piping across, you see this area here, it's lower, right? Because this is just brushed on. Now, when you're doing design like this, if you pipe your icing across and it's not touching the bottom, the likelihood that it's gonna break once it dries is very high. So if you plan, I'll say, on shipping these, make sure that you actually touch the bottom, and you can use even runnier icing for that. You don't have to use like piping consistency. You can use like 20-second icing, something that is runnier. I don't know if you can see it here, but this icing wasn't like 20 or wasn't like piping consistency. It's a bit runnier, so I was able to use it, and it's touching the bottom of the red. That way, when you put pressure on it, it's not going to break. All you can think of is poor teddy bear. Teddy, oh. Well, I will make a cute one too. I hope I will have time to make the cute one. All right. So let's do the stitching. Well, again, I have to put these down. So I'm purposely making the line going down so it touches that red bottom. Okay. So now we've got this going on, and now I need to, where are my noses? I forgot about the nose. So I'm gonna bring in the nose so we can see Okay, so I like this one looks oh no, this one. I like this one. All right. I also made these, you can see, so I don't know. I made another one. I made another teddy bear with a design like this with this nose, but the eyes I think I'm gonna keep either hollow or I'm just gonna do a white dot in each eye. So this is a different design, slightly different design, but let's have a look which of these you think you would like. So this is the first one, and then let's switch. This one looks like he's still smiling, I think. He seems to be smiling. Or this one. So you can decide. You can play with it and make your own decision when you make these. All right. So I'm gonna glue this on, and for that, let's have a look if I have this icing ready to go. All right. So I'm going to glue the nose with a little bit of icing on the back. You don't want to add too much because once you press it down, it kind of flattens and it can ooze out if you add too much. Now to finish this, you can keep it as it is, but I felt like it needed even more. And to do that, I'm going to use edible marker. This is a rainbow dust. He's smiling despite of all his pain. Yes, I suppose. I suppose. All right, so now we're gonna add, let's see if I can zoom in on this. All right. Oh, I think this one is partially dry, so I have to get this one. No, Jeremy, I have not. Okay. They gave him enough drugs, apparently. I know. I'm a good person. Dear stars in heaven, he more scars. Yes, I did not say that. I mean, they maybe they are his tattoos. Poor teddy bear. Okay, well, it's a spooky month, so I went all in on this one. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, it reminds you of that. Well, I have to check it out. It's basically I have to check it out. I don't know anything about it. You think so? I don't know. I don't think they're that. Is it really that bad? But it fulfills the purpose. They're supposed to be scary bears. So here they are. Like I said, I also made these. These are slightly different. I used the brush to create texture, but the same with the eyes to kind of make them a bit more spooky. I used the red claret. So here they are. What do you guys think? You're awfully quiet today. Last week you were chatting up a storm, and this week you are like, you're so quiet. So, oh yeah, if you are, yeah, 2 and 4, yeah, then I suppose cute, it's probably a better option. Adult party favor. We will have a cute, hopefully sometime soon. Also, before I let you go, I wanted to share with you all your beautiful work, guys. So I've got some pictures from let's get this out from Angie. I guess these were for a 2 year two for two second birthday celebration. Very cute hats. What were these for? Let us know, Angie, if you're still here. And also these adorable Halloween cookies. They're so cute. I see you did some airbrushing on these. Great work. I love the ghost. So cute. And here we have, this is Sally. Hi, Sally. Sally also did some ghosts. As I told you before, I just love the ghost with the hat, with the cowboy hat. It's just so cool. Love it. And here are more ghosts. Darlene also sent me some pictures. This is from, remember we did a tutorial on the spooky Halloween house using the stencil, the crooked picket fence stencil. So Darlene, her house, though the shape is different, and this is great example how you can see. This is my house. This was the shape I used, and Darlene, oops, here we go. Darlene used a slightly different shape, but it still works. Fantastic. And this is from the Patreon tutorial, little cookie puzzle house for Halloween. So thank you so much for sending all your pictures, everyone. Oh, so they were for a high school dance team. Fantastic. Yes, Darlene. Darlene is usually watching after, so she will, I don't know if she will see your messages, but if you are watching, you can hear me, and I think you can see what's on the screen. So I'm trying to put the comments on there. And the groovy ones were for the second birthday party with a groovy theme. That's fantastic. That's why I love doing cookies, because you can really convey any message with a cookie. And the Halloween ones were just for the fun. Well, thank you so much for sending the pictures, guys. And thank you for spending another hour with me, or almost hour. Oh my gosh, it goes by so quickly. And next week, I don't know what I'm making next week. Now, after this week, I'm a little scared to make anything scary again. So maybe I will stick with a cute. And maybe we'll do a cute bear cookies. I'll see what I can come up with. Thank you so much, guys. You guys stay safe, and I will see you next week at same time at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. Bye, guys. See you later.